All right, all right, all right, all right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am James Alva Jr., co-founder and CEO of Kabila and also managing partner of Kabila Ventures. And let's see what we got going on here today. Today is Welcome to Pitch Perfect Tagline Turn Up Edition Day. That's what it is. How to fix your startup tagline. So the question for you is, if you're a startup founder and you're watching this, is your tagline attracting the attention of customers and possible investors? If not, no worries. We got a treat for you today. As I mentioned, I'm James, co-founder of Kabila, which connects overlooked founders to capital, co-founders, and community. I'm also managing partner of Kabila Ventures, a new venture fund launching soon. Stay tuned for that. Good news there. And all right, so just at first, if you could just drop in a comment and let us know where you're coming in from, that'd be great. And please share this on whatever platform you're watching. Today, we got a treat for you. We have Mitch Weiner, who is co-founder and former CMO of Digital Ocean, a Techstars portfolio company, which IPOd. I'm going to bring Mitch up to the stage here. What up, Mitch?
Hey, what's going on? I love the intro music.
Yeah, you like that?
Love it.
Awesome. Well, it's so good to see you. So good to see you, my friend. So we have, so first of all, I know how busy you are. So I just want to say thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule. I know you have a passion for helping overlooked founders. When did Digital Oceans go through Techstars, by the way?
We went through Techstars in 2012. So the summer of 2012, we went to Techstars Boulder out in Colorado. So that was what 12 years now? 12 years ago.
It's crazy. Time's flying, right?
Time does fly. That is true.
And when did Digital Ocean IPO?
Digital Ocean IPO'd in March of 2021.
So we got some folks coming in, Atlanta, New York, Atlanta, actually Decatur. Tamara, you're hilarious with the Decatur call out. I love it. Who else? We got Lauren Kopsick, founder and executive director. Okay, cool. Lauren, welcome. Janai. Hey, Janai, welcome. Coming in from the ATLs. What's up? Jose coming in from the Bay Area, specifically in Marin County. Somebody else coming in from Atlanta. All right, cool. We love people coming in. If you guys could share this on your social feed, if you're on LinkedIn, please share it. Right, we appreciate you. So, what are you up to these days, Mitch? Now that you're not working with Digital Ocean anymore, what are you up to?
So I am consulting for my developer marketing agency called Maximize. Me and my partner, Rebecca Mosner, started this about a year ago, and we have a handful of clients in the dev tool space. So given my background at DigitalOcean and Shortcut, I spent a majority of my career in developer marketing, getting my PhD. So we're helping startups build their brand and brand foundation and growth engine from the ground up. So I'm currently working on that. And then additionally, I'm building my own SaaS product in the marketing attribution space called Source. So more to come on that. Hopefully launching the public beta shortly.
Amazing. So when do you sleep, bro?
Never sleep. I have 4 kids.
Oh my God.
They climb into our bed in the middle of the night. So very little sleep these days. I wear nose strips. It's a little hack to gain a little extra sleep at night.
So good. All right. Well, cool, man. So you mentioned you were doing some branding stuff. So this is perfect. So we hear, so this was inspired because in our Kabila community, we do a weekly, just a founder check-in. And I just ask people, say, hey, in one sentence or less, tell me your tagline for your startup. And after that happened, I was like, all right, we got to do a workshop to help with this, because you only have a few seconds to get somebody's attention if you're talking to a potential customer, or if a customer sees your tagline, or if you're talking to a potential investor. A lot of founders in my community, they're at pre-seed, very early stage, and you have to make sure you're very spot on with everything you do and say. And Tamara says, "Oh man, you are in it. Oh, he's way in the weeds, right? 100%." So, leave your comments in the chat. If you have some questions, leave them in the chat. We will try to get to as many of them as possible. So we have some people that submit their tagline. Most of the people on the call here, some are not, but I told them to submit it anyway because they can watch the replay and still get the benefit of your expertise. So let's dive right in. Which startup do you want to go after first here, Mitch?
let's start from the top and work our way down.
Which
So let's go with Baru. If I
Baru? All right.
pronounced that correctly.
Yeah. So that's Tino. He's in our community. So Baru's tagline is currently "Make them custom, accessible to all." What do you think about that? Based on what you know about what they do.
So I found out that they do custom cabinetry.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say in the early days when you're establishing yourself, it's important to be crystal clear to describe yourself to your audience. And when we launched Digital Ocean, our tagline was simple cloud hosting.
Mm-hmm.
So simple was our positioning, our unique differentiator of how we differentiated ourselves from the competition. And then cloud hosting obviously is the service that we provided developers. And it's important to keep the tagline, straightforward in the beginning. Like, I feel like many times startups go too abstract and high level with their taglines, and they quote unquote get a little fancy. And
Mm-hmm.
it's important to be, specific. So, look at this tagline. I would add in the word cabinetry into the tagline. I think it's important. Making custom accessible to all sounds, fairly generic.
I'm like, is that custom suits,
Custom
custom
suits,
shirts,
custom shirts.
custom dog treats? Like, what is that?
Exactly.
I got my dog. I can show you him back here. You want some custom dog treats? I promise you.
So I think adding, being specific here will be a step up and a step in the right direction. I will say too, another pro tip for creating your taglines is to ask your customers, especially early adopters, like this really easy and simple question: how would you describe our business to your friend in 1 to 2 sentences? Ideally, 1 sentence. But in that question, you're going to get kind of the answer on how you should position yourself, and that should inform your tagline, your headline messaging on your website. So that's a great question to ask your customers, your early adopters. Like, ask as many as you can, because you'll be surprised in how they describe your business from like how you describe your business. There may be a disconnect, and you could be asking yourself like, why am I not generating enough conversions, or why are my leads dropping, or they're not, growing? Like, it may be because your positioning is off.
Mm-hmm. No, I love that. So this is a good first example here. So it's make custom accessible to all, and you want to revise that to not making. Sorry, I typed that wrong. Making custom cabinets accessible to all. Simply just adding make custom cabinets is the one thing to add. And I think you're right. Like, in my limited experience, we can't get too cute. Like, the people looking at your stuff, they don't know who you are. It's not like you're Nike. It used to be Nike, just do it. Now it's just a swish.
Exactly.
Don't even say Nike anymore. When they started out, imagine if Nike just had the swish.
That's right.
Right.
Now, and that was years and decades of, partnering with athletes and, all these major personal brands to elevate the awareness for the company. But in the beginning, like, no one knows about you. Right. So it's like, no, they're going to come to your website for the first time. If you don't grab their attention and sell them within that first second, they could jump off the site.
Yeah, 100%. So again, folks, if you have questions, please drop your questions in the comments here. We'll do our best to get to them. So you want to go to the next one, which is, what's the next one? Is it Wakefully? Is that the next one?
Wakefully's next.
So their tagline is harness the power of your night dreams to manifest your life dreams. What do you think about that one?
I'm going to say the same exact thing I just said before, which is, a little abstract, a little high level. It's important to tighten and be more specific. So, it's a mental wellness platform that unlocks, personal growth and emotional clarity. I think looking at, their website and what they offer, I think for them, it's important to really dive into like, what are the actual the value propositions of their app, to understand like what matters the most to folks that are downloading and using Wakefully. So is the top and key benefit like sleeping more at night? Like, is that like, are you, is it to enhance your sleep, so that you wake up with more energy and more positive energy? And so again, like, it's a little high level. Like, I would focus more on like what the benefit is. So like a lot of companies too, like they when they write their kind of marketing messaging, they talk a lot about the features and what the features are able to do, but they don't talk about the actual benefit of what the features enable. So I really focus on the benefit for this product. Like, what does Wakefully create? What's the top and key benefit for the end user using Wakefully? Whatever that key benefit is, if it's enhancing your sleep by 50%, at night, or wake up with 50% more energy in the morning using our app, our mindful app. But just focusing on that benefit and making that crystal clear in the tagline is going to be important for Wakefully.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I read this and I really didn't know what it was, who it was for, how it would benefit me. The putting the things in the parentheses was kind of like a little mentally like jarring for me. Like, wait, I got to slow down. Like, wait, what kind of thing? So, not sure who the founder is of Wakefully. If this is your startup and you're in, if you could just drop a comment in the chat, like, chat, is this helpful? Have you been thinking about this? Have you done any iterations on this? But I love what he said, like, get 50% more sleep or something like that. Get more sleep and get more done or something like that, right, during the day or something.
That's right. Oh, sorry. Apologies.
Yeah. So here's a comment. I assume this is from Tino at the first one you did. It's a great advice. The tagline was taken from a interior design party sponsorship that happened. They were presented to a crowd and relationships that Byron was already nurturing. But the problem with that is not everybody who sees your tagline is going to know what you do, right, Mitch?
That's right. That's right. Yeah. For first time users, that are coming to your website and they want to really understand like what is the product and the service that you offer in a very concise, concrete way, without having to like think through, the meaning behind, some type of, I would say this is more of like a vision statement. This sounds more like a vision or mission statement to me, to guide your company. Harnessing the power of your night dreams to manifest your life dreams. Like, that's more of an inspirational quote to me. It's less of a marketing tagline that would, guide or help the user better understand what you offer.
Yeah. So you said agree that that's not for general use. That's the cabinet startup. So cool. So I'm glad that was helpful for you. I think that makes a lot of sense what you just said there. So when I go to the next one, is My Panda next?
My Panda is next, correct?
So My Panda, the personal assistant next door app, saving time and empowering women.
I think you can drop the Nextdoor app. I don't even think you need to mention app in a tagline. You can if you want, but for the most part, folks will understand like what it is when they see, if it's a mobile app and there's a iPhone download iPhone, but CTA on the site. The next door is a little confusing. So it's like, is it your neighbor? Is it someone that you're finding in your neighborhood? Are you referring to the next door app company? That's what I was thinking about when I was reading it. It was like, is this, kind of a play on the next door company? And so I think again, we can tighten this tagline up, like saving time and empowering women. That's great. It's just, is that again, the primary benefit of the app, right? Versus, again, being more precise and straightforward with like the personal assistant component of the tagline, which is, and I'll just click into like dive in a little bit more here.
So Tamara said it's an acronym. So PANDA stands for Personal Assistant Next Door app. That's what that stands for. Um, so Mitch, like, so let's say we cut that out, right? And if we just had saving time and empowering women, I feel like there's still an opportunity to be even more specific there about what the benefit is and be more targeted, or no?
I think actually just looking at their site, like free up your time with a local assistant is more powerful to me than the My Personal Assistant Next Door app. It basically, again, describes the benefit and describes what you offer. So you're freeing up your time with the local assistant, and then you describe, below that what that means. Shopping and delivery support, tying up your kitchen, folding the laundry. And that's where I would get into those examples beneath in like the sub headline. But that headline to me is definitely more powerful than My Personal Assistant Next Door app. So again, like it's just clear.
It's very practical, right? Like,
Yeah.
But I know Tamara. She's in our community and she's a good friend. And I hope I'm not speaking out of turn here, Tamara, but I think you are, in fact, trying to be very intentional about the fact that you are targeting women and you're trying to empower them by freeing their time up. Any ideas about how she might sprinkle some of that in there, or do you think she doesn't need to do that, or should that be like like context or text on the website? Like, what do you think about that?
I think this is where you would get into like some more user research to ask those questions of like how you would describe this app to a friend. I would, is this app primarily used by like moms? Is this for, it's for women? So like who in the community are you really empowering and helping, and having a better idea of like the persona of the key persona, the target persona that for your end user, and then include that into the maybe sprinkle that into the tagline. Free up your time at home with a local assistant. Kind of could reference that a bit, but I think, yeah, I definitely think there's a way to incorporate it. I just think you have to spend a little bit more time talking to the user to understand, like, it sounds like this is like for parents, right? Like with kids.
For mom, I would say it's for moms. Is that right, Tamara? Can you drop in the comment if that's right? I think so. Maybe include busy women that, let's see, maybe includes busy women that in the words below. Busy women that in the words below.
Yeah, that's fine. But in the description below, because you say like, are you overwhelmed with the endless amount of stuff on your to-do list? Let our personal assistants handle it so you can get more of your time back. So there could be something there.
Well, so the thing that you like, can you incorporate busy women in there? I know you're on the website. What was it about assisting with time back? What was that one?
Yeah, so like let's say the header is free up your time at home with a local assistant, right? That's your headline. And below you can say, are you overwhelmed with, an endless amount of, stuff for your kids on your to-do list?
So
Are
that's a
you
good point.
Are you an overwhelmed parent, or mom with an endless amount of stuff on your to-do list? So I think you can probably incorporate it there.
So look at her note here. She said some don't have kids, but they have a lot of expectations from work or anything else they have going on. So it's not just moms. So it's busy women, right?
Understood. So yeah. So are you a woman with an endless amount of stuff on your to-do list.
Mm-hmm.
And then just, use that to kind of start. But, below that would be, the headline would be free up your time with a local assistant.
Love it. That's good. Hopefully that was helpful, Tamara. By the way, because I know some people are probably trying to figure out how they could connect with you. Is it okay to have them connect with you on LinkedIn, Mitch?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you can find Mitch's on LinkedIn here. Go find him. And I don't know if I'm a bit of a LinkedIn snob. I don't know if Mitch is. If I prefer if somebody wants to connect that they send a note. So send a connection request. Like always, send a note. It will increase your likelihood of getting a connection with somebody, probably multiples. But just say, hey, thanks for the time in the workshop. Please connect with me here. He'll see that. And of course, he's going to connect, right? Because he is a good guy. So let's see. What is this? Oh,
Cool.
go
We got
Huskies.
Coolers, Maximus. Everything sounds.
Oh, somebody's giving you a shout out here. Oh, go Huskies, Mitch.
That's right.
What?
Northeastern University in Boston. So we have another Northeastern alum.
Awesome. So good. All right. So next one is poolers. Connecting families one carpool at a time. Okay. What do you think about that one?
I actually like this one. This tagline actually I liked. It was again going back to being very clear and specific about what your app provides, or what your product and service provides. I think this is actually great, and I think it leads with like connecting families, which is probably the more important thing than like the carpool. Because I was thinking about this for myself and my kids. Like, would we be comfortable rather finding a random family in the neighborhood that goes to, let's say, my son or daughter's school, and like connecting with them to then carpool? Probably, but like I think there would have to be some introduction time to spend time with that family, or to like talk to them and meet the kids. And it wouldn't be as simple as like, schedule and book, on the app. There would be a kind of onboarding.
But how does that scale?
It's a really tough question. That's more of a business model question. That they would need to kind of think through. And maybe it doesn't, maybe it's not for kids, maybe it's for people that work too, as another option. You could do kind of broaden the market by doing carpooling that's much broader, because it's very niche, which is fine to start in when you're building a startup and you're creating a niche. It's a good place. Focus is incredible. So I think that's more of a business model question. I was just thinking through, like, as an end user, because I could be a potential end user or buyer of this.
Right.
But again, in terms of tagline, I actually like it. I don't think there's much you need to do to really change it. It explains exactly what it enables.
Yeah, but it's confusing for me. I don't really understand. I get the carpool piece, but connecting families, I don't understand
one
what that
carpool at a time.
means.
I mean, I think you bring up a good point. Like, it could be a little bit more specific. So, you could find a carpool. Find a family to carpool with for school or for work. Or just like carpool to work or school.
Does it? And to me, it's like, why does it need to be a family for the carpool piece? Is that some kind of risk mitigation strategy? Maybe. I'm not sure. Like, why is it? I don't understand. Like, what's the value in connecting the families and doing so with a carpool? I mean,
well, again,
if I'm carpooling because I'm just trying to save time, save gas, I guess, or am I doing it because I want to meet new people? I'm not. That's just me, though. I'm trying to get somewhere.
I assume it's well, in the About Us section, it says that company's founded by a busy Atlanta mom in 2024. Okay. It's to enhance the lives of working professionals and families. So I think they have to decide, like, are you building this for like carpooling for kids to school? And if that's the answer, then the app needs to become more specific to describe that. Or does the app just is the app a carpooling service for working professionals and
But
and for
Uber does that now, though,
students
right?
and for
You
students?
could Uber does that now. If I just want to do a carpool Uber ride, assuming they still have that. I don't know if they do, but they did
They
before.
they do. They have right. Yeah, they do. They have the
What's it
ride share.
called?
There's a
Yeah,
there's a there's a business model question here now.
yeah,
So,
really.
but Uber doesn't. You wouldn't do it with for your kid. Like you wouldn't call
Right.
you know you wouldn't call Uber to like carpool your kids to school.
No, I wouldn't. So Reg said he also didn't understand the connecting families part. Well, okay, cool. So I'm not sure who the founder is of Poolers, or if you're watching this, if you could please like kind of weigh in. Is this helpful? Is it confusing? Just please like leave us a comment. We'd love to like drill down a little bit more with you. But I do agree. Just this is very simple. It's exactly who it's for, and it's how it's doing it.
That's
So I
right.
think that's what you liked about it, right?
That's what I liked about it. I think again, I agree with your point. To be more specific about, is this an carpooling service for students, young students, and if so, like that should be kind of the core focus of the tagline, just making it more specific.
Yeah. Hopefully that was helpful. Who's the founder of that? Can you tell from the sheet that I sent you?
Uh, Liliana,
Liliana?
yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully that's helpful to Liliana. All right, cool. So let's go on to the next one. We have two left. We have
Hello,
Jackalow.
Jackalow.
Sorry.
Yep, Jackalow.
Jackalow, where play return. I don't know what that does. You know?
Yeah, it's a little generic. Also, like it's a little high level to the point earlier. And even saying like America's first circular brand is a little confusing. Like, not I don't think a lot of people know what that means. Like a circular
Circular brand? Does it mean like recycling
recycling.
something?
Yeah, like well, so the product is and this is a really cool business model. Actually, this is pretty awesome. Like you can
Okay.
order clothes for your kids and then return them. I assume at a discount. Like there's some type, you're obviously they're not. You're not going to be able to return it for the full price because then they wouldn't make any money at that point.
So is it like the top end of a consignment funnel? Consignment
It's
shop?
yeah, I guess you can call that a consign,
Or
more of a
or like a
consignment
super
model.
discount type kids
It's just
funnel? Because
it's
it's a
just
store where kid to kid is in my neighborhood,
mhm.
right? People, the kids outgrow the clothes, they take them in there, they give them a little bit of a credit, and then you could go shop other clothes which other people have brought in, right? They make sure they're clean and not ripped up, and you get them for cheap, which is great because when kids are young, they grow out of clothes really fast. There's no point in going to Macy's and buying a bunch of stuff for a kid who won't be able to fit the clothes in 3 months, in my opinion. So this sounds like this is similar to that, or no?
A little bit, yeah. The prices for these shirts are a little high. Their t-shirts start at like $33. It looks like.
Oh, so that's not that. The t-shirts there are like $3, $4, $5.
Yeah, this is like a little bit higher end. The Brook, one of the shirts is discounted 27, another at 25, a little bit more reasonable. It's still like on the higher end for kids
Yeah.
t-shirt. So you
Okay.
definitely look at a higher end. I don't know what like I think it would also be helpful like for someone who's like shopping, like what's the like anyone that's looking at this is probably looking to save money, is my guess. Like that's the primary benefit of Jackalow.
Mhm.
And so like when I think about saving money from my, buying clothes for my kids, like how much do I get back? That's like my first question when I look at the site. I'm like, okay, so if I buy a t-shirt for let's say $10, do I get $8 back when I return it? Do I get 6? Do I get 5? Like what's kind of the average or typical kind of refund rate that I would receive? I would include that as part of like maybe the sub headline. And then for the tagline, I would be. It's not a bad tagline. Like I think it's actually it's a decent tagline. Like wear, play, return. I would maybe just be more specific, maybe like clothes for kids that you can wear in return.
So I haven't checked out the website, but they're trying to get people to buy clothes and then buy them back and resell them. So that's the new stuff you're looking at. Is there another section on the site where you could buy stuff that's been turned in for cheaper? There's got to be, I'm guessing, based on what I just saw in the spreadsheet, the
Well,
description of the business.
you could trade up to get a credit on your next order. So that's, I think maybe that's how they. Oh, pre-loved. Okay, so they have a
Okay,
pre-loved section. To your
perfect. So that makes sense, right? So you can buy new, so it's $33. Okay, if you want to spend that,
right,
but the
and
stuff
then
they, I'm
pre-loved is pretty light, unlike the options here.
right.
But still expensive. I mean, there's a coverall,
Mhm.
adult size small for. I don't know why there's adult options here, which is confusing. Um, there's like pants for kids that are
Okay.
$37.
Used pants for $37
Yeah,
or new?
used.
That's very confusing to me.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like there's some business model
there's some business
pricing
model stuff,
concerns
but
here.
because we're just focusing on tagline, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
definitely, I would definitely be a little bit more. I would get rid of like America's First Circular brand and just like state exactly what you offer, what you provide, and then below that's like give an example like of how it works. Like I think what's missing in the top is like that, or the on the site is like how it works piece of like. But yeah, I mean the business model with pricing needs to be revisited. I think it's a little on the higher end. Like if I'm spending 40 $30 on just one piece of clothing for my kid, unless you're going to Saks, you're
Yeah,
not really looking to spend
yeah.
40 $50.
Yeah, so here's a great question. This could be from I don't know. I don't know if this is the founder, but it does have to make sense to y'all. It does have to make sense to our customer. It doesn't have to make. I mean, that's a good point, right? If it makes sense to customers, you're golden,
100%.
right?
That's a great point. That's why I said in the
Hundred
beginning,
percent.
you're gonna get a lot of these answers from speaking to your customers, your end users. I always encourage marketers to spend as much time with customers and end users as possible, because they're going to give you the most insight into how you should position your business and describe your company and your services and your value props, all the above, and they also help you with like your marketing strategy and ideas to like leverage different channels based upon where they spend their time, online, typically, even offline. So yeah, definitely talk to your end user and your customer. We know just kind of a high level, call it, understanding of a lot of these products and services, and we're probably not the target user or the target
Sure.
customer for a
Yep.
lot of them. So totally get that. That's a fair point.
Yeah, no, that is fair, and it's also fair, Mitch, that you co-founded a startup, you were the CMO, and you took it to IPO. So I think you know a thing or two about, at least high level, how people should be positioning their brand and thinking about some of these things. So I think there's a lot of credibility there. So it's not that it doesn't have to make sense to us, but just in terms of like the other one we did with the carpool, as we got into it, we weren't sure, but just conceptually, it was simple, did what it did. The tagline, like we liked it because it met those criteria. So I mean, we're just trying to, we're just kind of talking and just trying to make sense of some things on the fly. And, but we're just trying to give like a framework at the end of the day here to help you think about how to create your tagline. Like simple is better, niche is better, what it does, what the benefit is, not so abstract. You're not trying to be too cute. Like if they don't understand it, nobody's going to pay attention. We're just trying to help you like right between the eyes, so they're like it's an investor or a customer, so that they will you can get what you want done from when they see your tagline, because you're spending a lot of time trying to come up with it, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
okay, but that's a fair point though, 100% fair point. Okay, so next and last one is from Stance, and that's from Reginald, who was just in the comments here. Transforming lives through innovation in financial health and services globally.
Uh, you know, Going back to what I said at the beginning again, meeting the next era of financial health solutions, is on their site. transforming their lives through innovation in financial health and services globally. Financial health and services sounds again like pretty.
Sounds like two different things.
It sounds like it sounds like two different things, and it's also like I think it's a little confusing. Like financial health is includes a lot of different things, like credit score, obviously, and your rate of returns on your portfolio, budgeting, expense management, cash flow, all that. I think there needs to be a little bit more, more of a specific kind of, again, core benefit here. Like when I hear like transforming lives through innovation, like what does that mean? Is that like, can you be more specific with the the product and the service that you offer? Like how does it do that? Like is it improving your financial health? Is that the benefit? Like we improve your financial health and credit score, like, or is it just credit score? Like, I don't know. There could be. It's hard to get an understanding of what component of the financial health picture that you really kind of focus on and drive. So I think of like mint.com back in the day, of keeping track of all your expenses and tracking your personal budget. So I think, again, like it's pretty abstract. It's pretty high level. I would dive in deeper here to say, like, either talk about the benefit of what you enable, like.
So I think there's something here, Mitch. So I went back to the sheet, and the question, how would a customer describe your business? He wrote, from a single mom, this is a quote, looks like, "With credit scores make us feel bad, Stance makes us feel good and puts us back in control of our finances." So I think there's something there to work with, right? It makes me feel good and back in control, or something, like, I don't know. Like, what do you think?
Yeah. Like, take control of your finances, and, and improve your financial health.
So this is what Red said. We improve financial health, economic mobility. We don't use credit scores. They're inconsistent with financial health.
Okay. Again, like I would spend more time with your end user and in understanding exactly what the primary benefit is for your product. If it is, it sounds like it's not just like credit score, right? It sounds like there's other features and services you offer beyond just the credit score. But it's like it's basically like the complete picture of your financial health you're optimizing for individuals in a nutshell. So I think you just have to be clear on that, because like for the consumer, like saying words like transforming and innovation, like, doesn't mean anything.
Buzzwords, right?
They're adjectives to kind of buzzwords to try to sell a product or service, oversell, quote unquote, product or service, when you should be kind of more kind of specific on what it actually is, or what it offers, or what the benefits are. So I would tighten this tagline up to something that someone hitting your site for the first time would understand. And then again, like, focus on the benefits, focus on
like taking control of your finances. That's huge, right?
Yeah. Taking control of your finances is a great tagline.
Take control of your finances.
Yeah. Much better.
So simple.
Much better. Taking control of your finances is great.
Yeah. Or take control of your finances.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So we do have a little time here. So Victor, hopefully Victor's still here with us. He dropped this. Excellent Life's tagline is the next generation of healthy. It's meant to say that what is today considered healthy will be different and more healthy in the next generation. And an excellent life represents that next level of healthy. Our AI powered software empowers wellness. I already know what you're going to say. Go ahead.
Being a dead horse here. It's fun.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, the next generation of healthy can mean so many different things to so many different
Yeah.
people. And someone who's reading this for the first time, I think it's important to be more specific. Like, if it's by the way, if it's an AI powered app or AI, like, you can include AI in the tagline, or the headline. That could be a differentiator. Like, I think what I said before in the beginning too was, don't forget about your differentiator. How you find white space in a very saturated market. So,
But bro, if I'm a customer, do I care that it's AI powered, or do I just care about the results I get, the benefits for me?
uh, I would say the benefit or the results to your point. That's a fair point. People are becoming more affectionate with the term AI, and people like to try new tech and new technology.
Okay.
So it could draw, it could also draw in more
Right.
people to
Well,
try
that's
it.
consistent. If he's got a next generation focus, that would be
Yeah,
attracting that kind
yeah.
of
Like
person. So that
next
would make sense to
generation, instead
include
of saying
that.
next generation, it's like use AI in there to say,
It'll be implicit.
yeah. So I don't think
Okay.
it's a bad thing to include. I think it's only, it could help and improve it. So AI, powered, empowering, empowers wellness. Like, tell me more. Like, how do you empower wellness? Like, what is this, like, diet specific? Is this exercise? Is this mental health? Is this, what? There's so many things in the world of wellness,
Yeah.
meditation, like, so I think you have to be very specific in, like, what part of excellence life you're focusing in on. Like, I would also be careful. Like, this is just a general kind of thought for all founders out there. Like, don't go too broad in the beginning. Like, it's a very dangerous thing to do. Like, to try to be great at so many different types, products and services, and just kind of really hone in on, like, what's that one thing that you want to do really well in the beginning, and expand that niche, and versus trying to be like the best at everything.
Yeah. It was like there's riches in the niches, right?
That's right. That's right.
100%. So
Which
that's
is
got.
it's just that's a good one. I'm gonna
You never heard that one before?
no, that's
Yeah, it's true,
cool.
man.
That's
Okay,
a
so
riches in the niches,
uh,
100%.
okay,
But
so
yeah,
we got.
I would really kind of tighten this up to focus really on just, like, what part of the health world are you focused on, and if it's AI enabled, you can mention that and feel free. Um, and really just hone in on that. Like, focus on, like, how you're um, creating a more healthy lifestyle for individuals.
Yeah, so Victor's chiming in here. I'm so glad you're still here with us, Victor. We capture data and analyze that data using our tech called real-time human diagnostics. Think of it, okay, as being like an OnStar system for the human body. Okay, so this is cool. So then what do you do with that information, and how does the user benefit from it? I think is what
Correct.
I'm
Going
reading
back to
Mitch's
the
mind. I'm
benefit.
reading your mind here, Mitch. That's what you're thinking, right?
No, it's listen. You can drive. I'm happy to let you drive.
No, no, I didn't do the IPO CMO thing, so I'm just gonna be quiet and let you talk, bro.
No, but OnStar is great. Like, it's a great way to kind of describe it. But, like, again, like, what is the benefit? Like, what does that tell me? You're giving me all the data on my body, but what am I going to do with that data information, and how am I going to apply it
Mm-hmm.
to my daily routine and my fitness, um, lifestyle, etc.
Mm-hmm. So so there was a couple of funny comments in here. We go back to grab a roll. Who's the person that asked us? Does it need to make sense to y'all or the person to the customers? They put a funny comment here. Let's see here. That's what he said. Grab said, "I promise I'm not a hater. Financial health seems very jargony. Like if your customers have poor financial health, would they know what financial health means? I don't know. I don't know. It says, apologies if that sounds rude. That's hilarious.
No, no apologies.
I
Like,
love the self awareness here. It's
this is
fantastic.
all feedback. Like feedback is
Yeah,
healthy. Feedback is healthy for all businesses out there to like
yeah,
learn and grow and like never take it personal. Like
100%.
we're not perfect. We're all humans.
Yeah. And we're just trying
Um,
to figure it out, right? So Mitch says
exactly.
he likes take control of your finances. I think that's a good starting point.
That's a
But
great one. That's a much stronger and powerful
yeah,
tagline, and and then it's
it
like, okay, now
is.
tell me more. Like what parts of your finances do I take
Yeah,
control
but
of?
also know Reg's business and the end consumer. I don't think is necessary. He's the enterprise, like the banks, is his. Those are his customers. So taking control of your finances, that's not a tagline for them. So I don't know if he has like two sets of customers, end user and the bank. But that's a good tagline if it's B2C, right?
For consumer, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is cool. So there's some more comments here. I don't really completely understand. So I don't know about this until today. Our tag is we empower people. Is that okay? We have a longer one that says giving people skills to navigate and self advocate before instead of after when it's too late. I'm not sure which startup. If that's yours, if you could just drop in a comment and clarify which startup is that for, because we've been bouncing around a little bit here.
Yeah, if you could put
Uh,
your website URL, that'll be helpful.
yeah. So Reg says it's B to B to C. All right. So for the consumers, that's a good tagline. So we got to come up with a good tagline or something, a positioning statement or something for
B to B
the
to
banks.
B to C.
Selling into the financial services institutions, right?
So I mean, I this is like interesting kind of business model question. Like, are you like what's your like? Is it? It's hard to it's hard if this is a startup. It's really hard to like do both B to B and B to C. It's very hard. It's basically two companies inside of one that you're building, like a sales motion for B to B, and consumer is very like uh, organic performance marketing focused on driving, a lot of social media ads, driving inbound demand. So you need like kind of two different set of, teams internally to focus on both. But that's like a business model question. Um, when it comes to like companies with B2B and B2C, like what I've seen actually on websites is like you have kind of two different call to actions in the top of the fold with like the headlines, taglines for each. So you may want to consider having like a tagline for each, part of your business, B2B or it's B2C.
Yeah, I think that's cool. So that was a whole new whole new startup that I started reading, empowering people, giving people skills to navigate and self advocate. So I did go to the website,
What's the,
which
what's
is
the URL?
so let's see, it's right there in the comments. thnp.org.
thnp.org. Okay.
So it starts out with the did you know? I mean, how do you feel about that in general? It's like asking questions instead of getting right to what the value proposition is.
Yeah, I'm not if you're writing an article
Hmm.
for like publication or your blog, that's fine. But if like you're selling a product or service,
Yeah.
you have to be more specific in what the product enables and the benefits and the differentiator for the product. So, um, I think this is a nonprofit program,
Hmm.
and you basically have to scroll down to like the second
Hmm.
part of the website to understand like
Yeah.
what it um, what it provides. Um,
Which is no good, right? You don't want people to have to scroll anymore because they may not scroll if all those words, they
yeah,
may not want to read all those words, right?
this is limited health literacy. Like, I don't think you have to be fancy with like words like health literacy. Like, I think you just say the word literacy, or limited literacy skills. I think you'd be more specific there. Um, So is this like a literacy nonprofit program to like
I'm gonna see if I can share my screen so people can
help learn how
see
to read and write?
what we're looking at.
Um,
Yeah, so I'm just gonna share my screen so people can see what we're talking about. Can you see my screen there? I've never shared screen before in StreamYard, but can you see that, Mitch, or no?
oh, okay. I
Are
know.
you
I
looking
know.
at me?
Yes. Yes. I
Right.
see.
So this is what we're looking at, y'all. So this is the website in question, and it starts out with a question: Did you know? And Mitch was just saying, like, you have to scroll down to try to really figure out what's going on here, and it's really better to just kind of put the value proposition right here, along with the tagline, for example, that we're trying to help create here.
Yeah. So I totally got this wrong, by the way. I didn't connect it to healthcare. Although it says like the healthcare navigation project at the top, so I apologize for
Yeah.
that.
It says this is to be able to navigate our broken healthcare system. I get it. It's a problem. Totally get that.
Hey, listen, that's a great tagline. Navigate our broken healthcare system.
Boom. You're
Boom.
welcome.
Thank you. It's like so. Like that's the funny thing. Like a lot of founders know the tagline or know what to say because like they're pitching nonstop. They're talking about their friends, the family.
Yeah.
Like you already have it more or less kind of built and baked. You just have to apply it now to your marketing materials, your website. You could also test it with end users, test it with people in your community, your target audience, and so most founders have the answer. I like that. I like navigate our broken healthcare system.
Yeah, it's
Um,
definitely cleaner. I still think there's room to like even tighten it up even more, but that's a much better starting point from where we're at right now, I think.
yes, yeah. I think if you lead with that, and then below that is like talk about the healthcare navigation project. Say talk about how it's a nonprofit program that guides you through navigating how to access adult healthcare for millions of people
Yeah.
who don't have healthcare or something to that effect in the United States.
Okay. So let's try to have a time for one last one here. Inside Connect, the one experience on one platform for opportunities to contract for diverse suppliers. Inside Connect is the name of the startup.
Okay, one experience on one platform for opportunities to contract for diverse suppliers. Okay, I think leading with something to the effect of contracting diverse suppliers for X. Like what is who's contracting for businesses? Like is it what type of business? And so maybe what's missing there is like who is it for, right? Um,
Well,
so
I
I would
feel
say
like one experience in one platform, that's redundant. It's
yeah, we don't need that. You
superfluous.
don't you don't need you don't need the one experience
Like
on the platform
I
property.
would just go for the one platform for opportunities to contract, but even
I
the
don't even think you need to
opportunities to
do.
hmm?
I would just start by saying contract diverse suppliers for X, right? For your business, for your construction business, for your um, retail shop, for and you could even have like something on the website that kind of like I've seen those scrolling taglines where you had words kind of bounce in and out. Um, and then below obviously talk about like how the importance of creating like diverse supply groups and communities to provide opportunities, in different communities, and the importance of that. So, like, I think you can lead with that tagline that's very just concise and descriptive of what you offer and to who, and then below kind of tighten it up with like the description of the platform and how it enables opportunities for diverse communities. Um,
So she said the model is for diverse suppliers to get in the supply chain for commercial buyers.
okay, so you're selling to suppliers then, and not commercial buyers. Like I
I
think
don't
you,
know. I bet they probably have a two-sided marketplace. I'm guessing they probably have commercial. Say for Nasdaq, for example, they have all these suppliers. They might want to pay to use the portal to have all these suppliers, and then maybe the suppliers will actually pay to get on there to have different levels of access. I'm guessing she said yes, but I'm guessing she said yes to what you said. Are you saying yes to what I said too, Janai? I'm yeah, I'm just confused about like who's the customer.
Yeah, that's what I think is missing here. Like, who's the customer? Who are you building this for? If it's a double-sided marketplace, then to your point, you have to kind of address both in the description.
Oh, is that hard? That sounds hard.
What's that? A market?
Addressing both sides of the marketplace in the tagline.
No. Well, you could simply just say marketplace in a tagline.
Okay, so Delroy's the husband and Janai's the wife. They're both saying the same thing. It's a supplier centric platform.
Supplier centric platform. So it's for suppliers.
Okay, so suppliers go in there and I guess and figure out how they can get
Right.
able to bid and get contracts on opportunities. But you have to have the people to put the opportunities on the platform too, right? I'm guessing.
That's more, it's a business model question. It's funny how the tagline kind of flows into like the business model, like evaluation, which is, it's connected because
It
you're
is
also,
connected.
you're trying to figure out your differentiator and what your unique value prop is and how
100%.
you got to find the, the gap in the market that you're filling, right?
So we got 2 minutes left. So Jonathan just popped in. Thanks for hosting this. My tagline is the following: going to the website might help. We are not going to have time, unfortunately. We have like 1 minute left. squale.com.
Got
Helping
it. We'll do
first
it.
gen. You there? I don't. For helping first gen students reclaim their headspace and time. I don't know what that means. Headspace.
First generation students. Yeah, I don't know what that means either. So I think you have to be clear on that. Reclaim their headspace and time. Like, tell me more. Like, I think taglines that again are going too high level, too abstract, like, and are not clear and concise in terms of like what you offer and what you provide. Like, you lose people out of the gate. It just is it's not gonna entice someone to like engage.
Yeah, it's like too cute by half, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So hopefully that was helpful. You got to jump in there at the end, Jonathan. Yeah, it's just not really clear what the tagline means. You might want to go back to the drawing board a little bit. I found ChatGPT to be incredibly helpful. I actually use it to come up with my new tagline for Kabila. Kabila connects overlooked founders to capital, co-founders, and community.
That's a great
All the,
tagline.
oh, you like that? Oh, yeah, baby. I did that with the
ChatGPT
ChatGPT
for the win.
for the whizzing. But yeah, like, so I know we got to hop here, but I like that because it has alliteration,
That's right.
right? We think in threes. And it's exactly what we do. Capital, right? Wait, what? Capital, yeah, I'm raising a venture fund, like I said. Co-founders, we have a co-founder matching app. We have a community of overlooked founders who are here getting this knowledge right now. So that's what we do. It has alliteration, right to the point. There's no question about what we do.
Exactly.
And nobody knows what Kabila is, so I got to explain it to them, which is the whole point of what you've been talking about, right?
Agreed. I mean,
and I did not know that you liked that tagline, by the way. You could have been like, that is trash, bro. And they're like, ooh, you hurt my feelings.
no, touches on like all the things we mentioned in this workshop. So all the principles and hopefully all the principles and the guidelines that everyone can kind of use, the framework that everyone can use and apply will work. And you bring up a good point. Like, use ChatGPT to like come up with like a list of like 10 different variations. Maybe test those variations with your end users, see what sticks. But you want to create the parameters and the framework for ChatGPT. You don't want to just to like kind of let it run wild. You got to kind of guide it a little bit, and then edit it.
I love this from Jonathan. Too much jargon. The hater, grab a roll down the hater. Grab a roll. The hater was right. Thanks, Mitch and James. All right, man. Just stand by, Mitch, 1 second. I'm going to roll the outro video. Thank you so much, everybody. Look, if you're looking for a community, we typically do these things just privately in our community. We meet every week. Tap in, joinkabila.com, join our community. On Monday, I have an actual virtual co-founder matching event. If you're looking for a co-founder, you can, I need to post. Look, go to my feed. It's like on my feed, James Oliver Jr. I don't think it's on my website, which is kind of silly, but I know it's on my feed. We have a virtual co-founder matching event on Monday, but hopefully this was helpful. We appreciate y'all, and stand by. I'm just going to roll this video. Hang on one second, Mitch, and we are out of here. We appreciate y'all. See you later.